This is going to be a kind of a quick unboxing video. This is a Tamiya Sand Scorcher. This is the remake, and I picked this up used. Not really used, but pre-built. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to give you an overview of it before we start doing fun stuff to it. So let's get started. Alright, so if you haven't seen these before, which I don't know how you haven't, they've been around for decades. It's from the 80s, the Tamiya Sand Scorcher, Rough Rider, and something buggy, I think. They all had share the same platform. It's a rear engine, and it has a scale, like torsion bar suspension setup, front and rear, and it's pretty much all metal. Now, this is a re-release. I think they came out with these around 2010 or so. The originals were getting hard to come by, and prices were through the roof, so it's a good thing they did. This one has been modified quite a bit. It's not near complete. I do have a lot of plans. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice tonight. I have this body here that's kind of already been started in the post-apocalyptic kind of theme, and I want to carry on with that. It's going to involve a lot of heavy weathering and lots of scale grime, and I'm thinking mesh for the windows and stuff like that, so got that to look forward to. But also I ordered another body set, which is pretty inexpensive. The body set I think I paid $38 for. I think it was $39 shipped. And that's complete with everything. This one is missing a few things on the frame as well as the body. And but the other one was going to be complete. And I'm going to do that one with kind of a retro dune buggy feel. I want it to look more, you know, like something you'd see out in the dunes. But it's still going to be kind of weathered. It's going to have a patina. I'm not sure about all the details on that yet, but that's the first thing I thought when I saw the frame. Is it's too scale to just have one version of it. I mean, it's pretty legit. So yeah, I'm planning on doing a more traditional body as well. But it is a hard body, in case you all were wondering. It's kind of small. It is a bug. You know, it's pretty small. It looks pretty close to right, though. It fits really nicely with the rat rod, and like my Amigo and the Blazer and stuff. It fits well with all of that, as well as the Hilux body. So I'm happy about that, because I like to keep everything as close to scale as possible. Yeah, that's it for the body. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail, because we are going to be doing a lot of videos on building these two bodies up. This one has a roof rack already, some light bar lights, dune buggy front, cropped rear, a little bit wider fenders. Get that out of the way. So this is where it's at, man. You just gotta love old school Tamiya stuff. I mean, it's a remake, but they kept true to the original, and it's the same trailing arm type suspension, a torsion bar front end like a real Volkswagen Beetle has. This one has been upgraded. It has an aluminum chassis. The remake comes with like an FRP with the aluminum reinforcement. Excuse me. And it has upgraded aluminum front and rear bumpers, the cages. Let me show you the back here. So, starting on the back, you can see the aluminum cage. This is I guess they just call it a trailing arm. You have one arm, and makes your camber terrible. But that's how the Volkswagens are set up. So you can see how the tires just fold in and out. And it's very scale, very cool. And it has a universal joint drive shafts. I love it. I love all this metal stuff. Even the entire gearbox is like a cast metal part. I don't think the aluminum spur gear is original. I think that was added. But the front end was a torsion bar setup. This one has been modified to have a coil spring in the shock, kind of like an RC four-wheel drive shock. and it feels like it's going to work great. It's super smooth, super soft. The original setup has some kind of torsion bar thing that mounts up through the shock tower and goes down, and it works like a real torsion bar system, and that's pretty much what the rear has. I'm not sure if you can see that. It fits into the front of the rear control arm, and it has a rod that goes through here, and yeah, it's pretty wild for an RC car. It's pretty in depth. So curious to see how it works out. I mean, like I said, this one's been modified. These typically have a big plastic clear waterproof box, and that's where all your electronics go, and your battery. Your servo has a rubber boot that has an arm that comes from way back here. I could do without that. That's, I think, what the original owner was intending, but I kind of want to go for that old school, and plus being waterproof, that would be really cool, really handy. Have everything in a bucket. Plus, it's just another part of the old Tamiya style, and I kind of want to keep with that. So I'm gonna have to pick one of those up. Like I said, I got a few things to buy still. I've got the other body coming. I need a rear body mount, which uses this rear roll bar, and it has some kind of clamp on there that holds the body on. And the front just mounts with a single post, kind of like the original Hilux did. And then you have the big waterproof box. Have all your electronics tucked away. This one has an old reedy brushed ESC. I'm guessing just the stock can motor, which is perfectly fine. I'm not interested in making this thing fast. I want it scale. It's got a very scale suspension, and I want it to be a very scale performing rig. So yeah, this chassis, it's pretty nice. It's real thick. It's probably 1/4 inch aluminum. It's got some holes in it, angled on the sides. But again, the entire front suspension, the entire rear gearbox and suspension is all metal. And this one has the added frame and bumpers. Those are like $120 on eBay out of China. So, yeah, it's a nice upgrade. But yeah, I need that clear box to put on there so I can mount all my electronics in it. This also has these. They're basically hubcaps. These come with a 2-piece plastic wheel, and I think they're, not sure how big those are. My caliper said I've never built one of these as a kit, so I don't know all the basics. Looking at 39 millimeter. What is that, close to a 155? It's probably some oddball thing since it's vintage Tamiya. It's probably a 16 or something. But yeah, you've got little skinny runners up front. These are just kit tires, and the rears are like a paddle tire. And I think these are pre-glued. They feel pretty, maybe, I don't know. But like I said, these are hubcaps that go over the factory wheels. You can see, well, maybe you can see. See back there, it's white on the inside. Probably have to paint that. I started adding some scale hardware already. I went through the bumpers and took them off. They were off, or the front one was off because of the shipping and all that. So I added scale hardware to the bumper mounts and some of the rear suspension and the rear bumper cage mount. And yeah, I'm planning on swapping over as much as I can to scale hardware. I'm looking for something the right size for these lug nuts, so I can do away with the standard, I think it was that, probably 2 mil. Trying to find some scale bolts. I've got all that stuff from Locked Up RC. I've got a set of scale lug nuts from them, but I haven't found anything they fit on yet, so hopefully maybe they'll work out on here, because we got to pull those wheels apart and paint the back sides and the inside of the hubs and stuff as well. So yeah, it's just cool. You gotta love old Tamiya stuff, man. It's fantastic. I'm really mad at myself that I've never had one of these before. As much old Tamiya stuff as I've dealt with in the past 20 years, I've never had a Sand Scorcher or a Rough Rider or any of that. This is the kind of stuff that my dad had when he was a kid. He had his friends had these, and he had the Wild Willie, the original Wild Willie, and you know, it's just cool stuff. I'm not a fan of all the like what is it? They made a version of the Sand Scorcher as well that had the plastic chassis, the red and black, like the Ford Ranger had, and what other one had it? Monster Beetle maybe. I don't know. And it was all plastic, and this stuff styled from the early '80s versions is just so cool, man. It's just all metal, and yeah, it's just like pot metal. It's just cast stuff, and it's, you know, if you hit something hard enough, it probably crack, but it's just neat. It's heavy. It's scale. This front trailing arm suspension is wicked. It's got 3 beams through it. And it still flex independent of each other. It's just really cool. So I'm pretty stoked about this build. Like I said, I just wanted to do a short video. Just kind of a debut. See this thing, and we're going to do the apocalyptic body. I'm thinking mesh for the windows and stuff like that. There's a ton of stuff on Shapeways for this. There's a whole thing called Junkyard Stance. There's some videos on YouTube about that, and he's got just some wild stuff. And you could go through and spend $600 on 3D printed goods from him just for your Sand Scorcher. He's got a scale Porsche flat 6 engine that goes back here. And there's a lot of stuff like that online. The kit comes with a Stinger exhaust pipe, which is pretty cool. It's just plastic, paint it, and mount it here off of the gearbox. There are other 3D printed options for motors, entire engines that can go back here, as well as that Porsche flat 6 with turbos and gun turret looking exhaust tips. I mean, there's some wild stuff. I probably won't go that far. I've seen some other 3D printed actual Volkswagen engines, which I haven't priced yet, so those may be unavailable as well. But I like the look, and we'll do something like that. The original, where is it? Original Stinger exhaust is kind of, you know, it's just Tamiya parts, and it's got this tip on it that goes and sticks up about like that. So we'll get there. I do have that parts tree. I have the clear pinion spur cover. I have a driver, sunroof panel. Now, these had just like a quarter driver. It was chest up, had the arms, steering wheel. This has tail lights, rear hatch handle. I've got stickers. I've got headlight surrounds and I guess mirrors. Those are some funky looking mirrors. I don't know about those. I have to paint them. They don't look good in chrome. I've got antennas, and I've got windows with light lenses. That's pretty much all I got with this. I thought I was getting a little bit more of the original stuff, but we got a good chassis. We got upgraded bumpers, so we'll just roll with that. And like I said, we're going to be doing 2 bodies. Pretty stoked about that. It's a neat little hard body. So anyway, guys, I'll keep this one short. Appreciate you watching. Be sure to stay tuned and check out the Saturday Night in the Workshop videos, where we just hang out here and work on all these rigs, have some fun. But anyways, appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.